Hello and welcome to From Me to We with Pastor and First G. I am First Gentleman Damion Parks Weekly, and this is my husband, Pastor Romel Parks Weekly.
Hello.
We are welcoming ourselves back.
Really?
Been away for a minute, and have heard from you as always. Thank you, all of those who are in support of us, and From Me to We, the Sanctuary Church in St. Louis, and Judah First Ministry, and Parks Weekly Ministries. Amen. So today we just kind of want to jump right into what God really gave to me about a month and a half ago, maybe almost 2 months. My own personal mantra, my own personal gear towards ministry, and that is to live you. It is living unapologetically. So I'm excited about that, and my husband has been a great support. Thank you, baby, for that, and there's much to come from it. I'm very much looking forward to 2017. Those of you who follow me on Facebook have noticed that I kind of give a hashtag a lot that says "Live You." It's hashtag LIVU, and so we are excited about it. Much to come for that, and I'm really pressed towards our LGBT BT people who feel like and know in their hearts and their minds and their spirits that God has much more for them than what people are trying to throw at them or take away from them. I think takeaway is probably the best term. But I'm excited about that, and I want to continue encouraging my brothers and sisters that you have everything in life to live for. And there's so much that's out there for you. God does love you. He does lift you up. He does bless you. And I just want to go off of that for today.
Yeah. One of the things that really frustrates me about the idea of live you, really in relation to the fact that it has to exist at all, is that we as LGBT people have bought into the lie that we can't live a normal life, that we can't have the before same-sex marriage was legalized. How many gay people literally never considered getting married?
Yeah.
It's like, regardless of whether the state recognizes it or not, you can still be married.
Absolutely.
Spiritually, making lifelong covenant with the person that you love. But we just bought into this lie, there are people 40, 50, 60 years old living with their partners, family coming into town, and they're moving into other rooms of the house, and all, still living in themselves a lie, but still having just bought this idea that somehow I owe the world, I owe other people my existence. You don't owe anybody anything. You do owe yourself, though, and we as a community, we've been depriving ourselves of us, and that really bothers me.
Definitely. I can't tell you how many people connect with me on Facebook. Some people are through Instagram and other places. Social media has just been wonderful. But it's sad sometimes, man, to just really get the stories from some people about. I think we've been a very blessed and fortunate situation to have such supportive family and friends, and of course there have been those out there who just kind of look at you with a side eye or whatever. But I'm really I'm saddened a lot when I hear there's someone who's 50 years old who's been in a relationship with their partner 15 or 20 years, that we live in the same home together, and sometimes that one of the partners actually moves into the guest room while a relative or a mother of the other one. Now, personally, that just ain't happening. But but
but if they're in a hotel before I move or somebody else moves
in another room,
yeah,
That's not good.
And the truth is, Mama know.
Yeah, she knows.
Come on.
After all these years,
Hello?
you're 50-year-old professional.
With a roommate.
And you have a roommate, yeah. And that's no shade. That's not trying to be petty towards anybody else. But at this point, you really want to
and to live you. You really want to live unapologetically, making no excuses to your church members. It's not just enough that you can see. I call it living in a glass closet. We see you. We see you. They see you. So why is it? And here again, I always say it's not like you have to run down the street waving a rainbow flag, but why not just live your life? Why not be with the partner that you want to be? Why not get the wife and the husband? Put a ring on it. I mean, for both of you, seal that covenant, make that a bond that's unbreakable. Work through the problems and the trials. You know, what I mean, why put all that time and effort into that to have something that you're just gonna keep in a box? And I'm not gonna put him in a box. He's not
I
gonna put
won't
me.
fit.
He's not. He won't fit. But I'm not gonna put my husband in a box. And I encourage all of you out there to not do the same, to do everything that you can. You deserve every right, every
Yes.
privilege, every understanding. You certainly deserve every iota of respect. And are you going to get it from everybody? Absolutely not. But your presence and the way you treat your relationship should command the respect automatically, whether they agree with your marriage or your relationship or not. The way you carry yourselves and the
Mm-hmm.
characters that you develop
Mm-hmm.
together and as individuals will command the respect that it is due your relationship and your marriage and just you as a person. We're not just talking about couples today. We actually want to talk about single people as well. You have just as much right and privilege as anybody else that's out there. Gay, straight, transsexual, bisexual, you all deserve just as much as single people. I said straight. Did I say straight?
Oh no.
As single people, you deserve as much as straight people. So don't shortchange yourself. You deserve every bit of praise and as much love and compassion as anybody else. So take the time and I know we don't want to say take go just get what you got and take it by force. You don't want to force people. What you don't want to do is be around people that you have to force. So don't engage yourself in situations and relationships with even family. There's some family members that you're going to have to disconnect from. And as hard as this sounds, but I know that this applies to some people, some of us is going to be our parents. Doesn't mean that you don't love them, doesn't mean that you'll never speak to mom again in life. But there may have to be some disconnect because you can't live in a box, even for mama. So that just means that your relationship, unfortunately, has to have some levels of limitation with mama or daddy or grandmama or some cousins and other friends. But if none of those people are really feeding into your spirit, if they're not positively feeding into that, then there's no reason why you have to continue to try to force that situation. Find a loving family. Like we have so many, well, I won't say so many, but we have a lot of adoptive sons. And I thank God, though, I know that the majority of them have very good relationships with their parents, but they also know that they can come to
Right.
us for
Right.
the things that their parents can't exactly give them as an LGBT person. Um, Hey, babies. Uh, um,
All 27 of you know.
no, it's only like what,
I,
10,
no, it's like 12. Whatever.
11 or
It's
12.
yeah.
But they know that they can actually come to us and confide in us in situations that they know that their biological parents um, can't provide for them.
Right.
And that happens a lot in our community. So we
Mm-hmm.
have but each other because there are just some things that, as much as those are our straight allies, as much as they want to give us, some things they just can't provide because they can't personally understand or wrap their heads around it, or just haven't had the experience. So I do encourage you to not just, I'll say this from a church perspective, don't just get a daddy or a father or a mother or a sister for somebody just for churchy purposes. Actually, pair up with someone or find someone who really is your spiritual father or just your mentor. I think ours is not just a ministry thing, but it is a mentorship. I thank God for my mentor, my gay daddy. Uh, he's been amazing to me, man. I mean, since I was 19. So we're gonna talk about how old I am now. But it just tells you how long that he and I we've been together, and it was something that I knew that my parents couldn't provide, and I didn't even think about that until like maybe 15 years later. But he actually took up the I don't want to say slack, but it wasn't that my wouldn't. wasn't that my parents wouldn't have done it, but they just didn't have the equipment to do so. So in our community, to be able to pair with each other, to become part of families, and no shade to the club crowd, but it is not enough just to have your drag mama. That's not always enough. Oftentimes, there's so much dysfunction in all of our pageant families and some of ours. And again, no shade, so don't be inboxing me. But there's a lot of dysfunction on that end and not a lot of stability. I think it's fine and it's great to have that family, but you also need a family that's a lot more stable and grounded and more spiritually versed. So I'll say to you, if you are part of a drag family, you all find a mentor that is not attached to that arena, but it is somebody that will understand what it's like to be you and will accept you and love you and embrace you. Bring your drag mama with you. You know, we all need that. Like I said, as spiritual, as mentor parents and as spiritual parents, we've got our own too. You know, we all need to have a big circle about this. And have I talked too much?
I was just over here
I'm
thinking
just excited
he
and
is real, but I was going to actually say, do y'all see how passionate he
I
is about this?
am. I
But I think
really
it's
am.
wonderful because a lot of times, as a pastor, as a leader in ministry, your passions and your obligations and responsibilities and things that you're doing tend to overshadow your partner. And one of the things ever since we met that I've been trying to do is pull out of him, what's in you? What's in you? Well, baby, I want to just do, support you. No, that's God bless you for that. I've received your support, but there's something God put inside of you. So I'm really glad about how God is developing
Thank you.
Damion, amen. God bless you. Praise the Lord. Uh, but a couple of things about Live You that I would like to share is, um, first of all, I hope I don't forget any of them. He was so passionate. As they were coming to mind, I started forgetting them. I'm kidding. But one of them is Live You. Here's the thing. He was talking about respect. People give you back
What you-
what you present.
That's true.
Okay. So if you have overbearing people in your life who you feel the need to decrease, that you feel the need to uh, uh, reduce yourself around, that's because you put out a lack of confidence, a lack of your presence demanding respect from them. So part of that blame is theirs. A whole lot of it is yours. And I recognize that the fact that some of your history caused you to feel that way, caused you to become, reductionist and kind of yield your will and yield your purposes and things to other people's expectations of you. But you have to take ownership for your life. You are not 14 anymore. You have to take ownership of your life and where you are at this point in your journey. Okay. Now I understand that some of you all may be living at home still. There are dynamics that are very challenging in those type of situations. Okay, we certainly pray that you're able to branch out on your own as soon as possible, but I understand that can be difficult. A lot of you all aren't. A lot of you all have your own jobs, you have your own places, you have your own cars, you have your own life. Some of y'all have your own church home. You don't even go to the same church, but yet you still are living this glass closet like nobody knows, and we do. And even if they don't, here's the thing. I'm offended for them. Why? Because you haven't even respected them enough to give them the chance to accept you because you're afraid. Now, what are you saying about their character that you have not trusted them enough with the real you? Now, it's possible that your worst fears will come true. We can't guarantee that they won't. But you have to give them the choice to make in that. Because what happens is when you are withholding a part of your real self from them, what that's called is manipulation. You're manipulating them into the type of relationship you want with them rather than it being based on truth and honesty and openness and transparency and integrity, all of those things that actually develop healthy, strong bonds. You're creating a foundation of falsehood because you want what you're afraid they're not going to give. you haven't trusted them enough to give it. So take that risk. And if it winds up being that you don't get what you're looking for, like Jesus said, all you can do is shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving.
Yep.
It's going to hurt. You're going to cry. But your life, I promise you, in the name of Jesus,
Yes.
it is going to go on. Okay.
It's just it's amazing how many people that and just recently, not so long ago, we have a friend here in St. Louis who finally decided to
Yeah.
come out to his parents and some other relatives, and just to see and feel and hear the freedom that he got from it. It was like watching someone come out of a cocoon. It was awesome, and I know.
I'm already out of the closet, but I felt like I came out of one myself
Yeah.
because he was so light,
Like,
so free. It
yes,
was night and day. It was really amazing.
yeah, and he was so ready for. He was finally ready for whatever came. Like, I'm just tired of this,
Yeah.
but just to see the glow that was around him, and the way he was, it was amazing. It was wonderful. I felt it. You
Oh
felt
yeah.
it, and we encourage you to get the same feeling. There's nothing like that. And so to go back a little religious with this, we're a little spiritual with this, and we're not religious,
Mhm.
but to be a little spiritual with this, there's no worship, there's no praise,
This
there's
is true.
no
Very
celebrating
true.
in Christ like there is when you are truly, truly free and you are living your life of truth. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
I mean, think about if you were in a relationship with someone. We talk about how he's our Christ is our husband, man. We're in the marriage, we're the bride, and he's the bridegroom, the church. Well, so in a marriage, well, think about how if you were in a relationship with somebody that you love with all your heart, and you're bringing everything you have, and you're pouring your whole self out on the table, and you're putting it all out there, and you're trusting this person with your heart, with your existence, and this other person keeps leaving a third of their existence off the table, and something's missing. Why are you holding back? Don't you love me? Don't you trust me with this? I know you. I know what's going on, but you're holding back. It destroys the potential of that relationship.
Yeah.
Don't think for a second that your relationship with Christ is not limited by what you're keeping off the table.
That's true.
When you are able to worship with all of you,
All of you.
there is nothing like it. Being
No.
on both sides of that experience, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there's nothing like it. So Live You really does impact every aspect of your life, the spiritual, the professional, the personal, all of that. And so I'm excited about where it's going to go. Yeah.
And again, I thank you for your support. And I thank everybody out there. We thank you from Facebook to Instagram to emails, to the internet, everyone at the sanctuary. God bless each and every person. We are so excited. I am so excited.
And I'm excited with you.
Yes,
We are
thank you.
excited.
So we will certainly see you on the next episode. And until then, God bless you, and we will see you.
Well, just before we close out, I do have next Thursday.
Yes.
I believe it's the 2nd of February, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, my monthly Q&A.
Yes.
So I want you all to check my wall. I'll be posting the Evite of the Facebook event
And on mine too.
invitation. Here's to Amen. Yes, indeed. We support each other.
Yes.
That's how you do it. But somebody made a comment on one of my posts a few days ago that's still struggling with the theological side of this, and I was like, well, you need to log in on the Q&A. She's like, well, I got plenty of questions. I'm like, well, oh my God, come answer them.
Yeah.
I mean, come ask them,
Yeah.
because there are answers.
Definitely.
There are answers, and if people aren't giving you answers, you're asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
There are answers. So even if it doesn't relate to homosexuality, log on Thursday night and get fed some good word.
Definitely. So we will see you then next Thursday, February 2nd, for Pastor's Q&A. And until then, on the next From Me to We, from First Gentleman Damion Parks Weekly and Pastor Romel Parks Weekly, God bless you, and we will see you then.
Bye-bye.